Moving to the UK was a very big step for me. My family made a lot of sacrifices, trusting that I would excel as I did back home. And I also somehow believed that if I could do very well back home, I can do even better in the UK. However, reality hit very quickly. The education system was different, the weather, the social life, nothing was the same. And to top it all off, I had to balance both work and school. First year was very tough for me. I spent almost all my time studying or working. I barely had a life. I had to force myself to unlearn some of the strategies I used before, embrace change, and develop new methods that helped me to study less, more efficiently, and smarter. And I eventually moved from a 2-1 or second class in my first year to a first class in my second year. And I'll be sharing those strategies to you in this video. Number one, define your why. One thing that changed how I do things is realizing that it is difficult to do anything if you don't have a strong enough reason to do so. It's difficult to save if you have nothing to save up for. My why was that I was an international student and I paid 3 times more fees than home students pay, and I could not end up with mediocre grades and go through all of this stress for nothing. Once you have a strong enough why, the how follows suit. You no longer need to motivate yourself to wake up and study or stay up late nights just to study. It just becomes something that you have to do. I really recommend the book Start With Why by Simon Sinek. Number 2, the Pareto principle or 80-20 rule. It states that 80% of our results come from 20% of our efforts. So we must identify the most critical 20% of our efforts or tasks and prioritize those. I realized that attending every single lecture was the most inefficient use of my time because I was either unprepared for the lecture or way backward and did not understand a thing of what they said. I couldn't make notes during the lectures and I was usually half asleep during lectures. So I stopped attending all lectures because I could, since attendance was not that important and most of the lectures were recorded. So I watched the lectures at my own pace and made notes, and that saved me so much more time. I only went to lectures that I felt were really worth my time, and I went to tutorial sessions where I would ask questions, practice alongside the teacher, and get support where I needed. I spent much more time practicing past exam solutions or class examples than actually reading the notes, because I found that practicing all of the past questions I could before the exam was what brought me better grades than actually understanding or knowing the full theory or background. So really just take a step back and analyze all of the tasks that you do and think of what you could cut back and make life much simpler for yourself. Number 3, focus on what you don't know. I found that every single question that I came across and couldn't answer and skipped the question or didn't pay attention to, those are the questions that I found in the exam hall. I'm not even joking. And I remember on 2 occasions I spoke to a few classmates before entering the exam hall, and every single topic they told me they did not want to see in the exam, that is exactly what came. So please spend an extra amount of time on the topics that you don't understand or the questions you cannot answer. Attend all of the lectures from all of the modules and lecturers that you hate, because those could be the difference between a first and a second class. Number 4, prioritization. Prioritization is a very, very important skill. For me, school always came before work, and if I had to cancel work because I had an important deadline to meet, I would do that without hesitation, even though I tried my best for it not to get to that point. And even in school, some modules were priority over others. The modules that were easier to understand, I wouldn't spend as much time or prioritize as much as I would prioritize modules that I did not understand or found more difficult. And for those modules, I would never miss a single class or lecture. I always had deadlines to meet or courseworks to submit, and I would prioritize the courseworks which were closer to the deadline, because I found that my brain focuses better once I know that I have just a few days left to complete an assignment. Some of the courseworks I spent the most time on did not bring me the best results. Sometimes I would start a coursework 2 weeks before my peers and eventually get the same results as them, if not worse, or at best just a few marks above them, which meant I spent a lot of time just doing useless stuff or not actually doing what was required to get the grades that I needed. This brings me nicely to my fifth point: set deadlines. Have you ever had 3 weeks to complete an essay and you spend 2 weeks just staring at a blank sheet of paper, and suddenly 5 days left to submission and inspiration appears from nowhere? That is Parkinson's law, which states that work expands to fill the time allocated to it. So a project that would take you 3 days to complete could take you 3 weeks if that is the time you allocate for it. Hence why you should allocate deadlines for yourself to help you stay focused and avoid spending unnecessary time overthinking things and procrastinating. Number 6, seek support. Communicate your dual commitments to your professors, employers, and colleagues. They might be able to support you in one way or the other. I was very lucky to get flexible jobs. I tried to work maximum 10 hours a day and 2 days a week, and tried not to go beyond 2 days a week so I could devote the rest of my week to studying and doing other things. My friends also offered a lot of support. If I couldn't make it to a class and something important was said, then they would let me know and help me understand what I missed. I would also follow lecturers around and make use of office hours. I would try to get personal feedback on my work and get advice on how to improve and how I could do better. Most lecturers love inquisitive students and would go above and beyond to be of help to you as long as they deem it worth their time. So make sure to get all of the help and support that you can from your lecturers, both online and in person. I strongly believe that the best person to explain something to you is your peer. My best friend at university was also my course mate, and we spent a lot of time studying together. Her strengths were my weaknesses and vice versa. We completed each other perfectly. I can say for sure that my uni experience would not have been the same without her. So find yourself a group of people to study with, but ensure that it's a two-way system and you're not the only one helping out or giving out information. Number 8, use technology wisely. Leverage productivity apps and tools to help you stay organized and manage your time more effectively. Tools like task managers can be invaluable, especially for group projects, as they can help you monitor everyone's progress and ensure that everyone is working towards the right goal. I used YouTube and Google a lot. Sometimes most of the content I struggled with, I found them explained even better on YouTube. Citation and referencing apps, Grammarly, paraphrasing tools, ebooks, and even ChatGPT have been tools that have made my life so much easier. Number 9, maintain a healthy lifestyle. As much as you must learn to say no to excessive entertainment and too many distractions, it is also crucial to maintain a healthy life balance. Prioritize your physical and mental well-being too. Get enough sleep, eat well, exercise, go out, join societies, join churches, do the things that you love. Don't burn out and feel depressed every day and let your uni days pass you by. Enjoy the journey and not just the destination. Number 10, be flexible and open to change. Periodically review your strategies and switch them up as needed. What works for one semester might not work for the other semester, so you have to constantly be on top of the game. These are the strategies that have worked for me. I probably still have a lot to learn, so it's important for you to do what works for your lifestyle. Leverage your strengths and get all of the help you can. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. If you have any strategies that I didn't talk about, leave them in the comment section, or let me know what strategy relates to you most and what you might be implementing. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.